Today we will learn how to write linear equations in slope-intercept form given 2 points. For this video tutorial to be effective, I will be using this format. First, I will flash each question for about 10 seconds, and you may pause the video whenever you want to give yourself time to try out each question. And finally, I will explain each question and I'll give you some tips and strategies on how to solve each question. Are you ready? Here. In writing linear equations in the slope-intercept form y is equal to mx plus b, we always need two things. First is the slope, and b is the y-intercept. So first thing that we need to solve is the slope using the rise over run, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Question number 1. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points -2, 1 and 5, 2. In writing equations in slope-intercept form, we need two things. First is the slope, and second is the y-intercept. Since we're given the 2 points -2, 1 and 5, 2, the first thing that we need to solve is the slope using the slope formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. I will label the first pair as x1, y1, and the second pair as x2, y2. Or you can label the first as x2, y2, and the second as x1, y1. It doesn't matter, you will get the same slope and the same equation of the line. So using the slope formula, our y2 is 2 minus y1 is 1. Divide by x sub 2 is 5 minus x of 1 is -2. So simplifying this, we now have 2 minus 1 is 1, 5 minus -2 is 7. So the slope is 1 over 7. The next step is to solve for the y-intercept using the slope-intercept form y is equal to mx plus b form. Now we need to substitute the slope 1 over 7 and any of those 2 points as your xy. I will use -2, 1, but you may also use the 0.52. You will get the same answer. So if I use negative 2, 1, that means my y value is 1, my m is 1/7, and my x is negative 2 plus b. So 1 is equal to 1/7 times negative 2 is negative 2 over 7 plus b plus 2/7 to both sides. So we now have b is equal to 1 and 2/7, or that is 9 over 7. So the equation of the line here is y is equal to slope is 1/7 x plus the b value, which is 9 over 7. So the answer is y equals 1 over 7x plus 9 over 7. Question number 2. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points -4, -5, and 3, 2. The first pair will be our x1, y1, and the second pair x sub 2, y sub 2. Solving for the slope using the slope formula, we have y2 is 2 minus y1 is -5. Divide by x2 minus our x1, which is -4. So m is equal to 2 minus -5 is 7. 3 minus -4 is 7 as well. So the slope is 1. Now using y is equal to mx plus b, we're solving for the y-intercept. I will substitute m equals 1 and any of those two ordered pairs. This time I will use 3, 2. So in that 3, 2, my y value is 2, m is 1, and our x is 3. So we have plus b. Simplifying this, we have 2 is equal to 3 plus b. Subtracting 3 to both sides. 2 minus 3 is -1, and right side is b. So y-intercept or b value is -1. So now to write the equation of the line, we need to substitute the m, which is 1, and the b value, which is -1. So y equals 1x, or simply x, plus -1 or -1. So the answer is y equals x minus 1. Question number 3. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points 0, 5, and 2, -1. So the same thing, the first point is x sub 1, y sub 1, and the second point is x sub 2, y sub 2. Again, using the formula for the slope, we have y2 is -1 minus our y1 is 5. Divide by 2 minus 0. So the slope is -1 minus 5 is -6 divided by 2. So the slope is -3. To find the y-intercept, notice that one point is 0, 5. And the y-intercept is the value of y when x is 0. Which means that 5 here is the b value or the y-intercept. So now we have the slope -3 and the y-intercept 5. So now we substitute m is -3 and b is 5 into the slope-intercept form. So y is equal to -3x plus 5. This is the equation of this line. Question number 4. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points -1, -5, and 1, -5. The first point is our x sub 1, y sub 1, and the second point is x sub 2, y sub 2. Solving for the slope m, we have y2 is -5 minus y1, which is -5. Divide by x sub 2 is 1 minus x sub 1 is -1. So m is equal to -5 minus -5 is -5 plus 5, which is 0. Denominator, 1 minus -1 is 2. And 0 divided by 2 is 0, which means that we have here a horizontal line. And if it is a horizontal line, the equation will always be y is equal to the y-coordinate, and the y-coordinate here is -5. Graphing these points, -1, -5 is approximately at this point, +1, -5 also here, and if we draw a horizontal line, this means that this horizontal line will have a y-intercept of -5. So indeed, the equation for this line is y equals -5. Question number 5. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points 1, negative 3, and 0, negative. First point is our x1, y sub 1, and the second point is x sub 2, y sub 2. Using the slope formula, y2 is negative 1 minus y1 is negative 3. X sub 2 is 0 minus x sub 1 is 1. So m is equal to negative 1 plus 3, that's 2, divided by negative 1. So the slope here is negative 2. Did you notice anything in our 2 points? 0, negative 1 is our y-intercept. Since x is 0 and y is negative 1, this means that the y-intercept is negative. So now we can plug in the m value negative 2 and the y-intercept negative 1 into the slope-intercept form. So the equation is y equals negative 2x plus b, and our b is minus 1. So y is equal to negative 2x minus 1. Question number 6. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the points negative 4, negative 1, and negative 5, 1. Negative 4, negative 1 is our x sub 1, y sub 1. Negative 5 and 1 is our x sub 2, y sub 2. Solving for the slope m, using the slope formula, we have y2 is 1 minus y1 is negative 1. Divide by x sub 2 is negative 5 minus x sub 1 is negative 4. Simplifying this, we have 1 plus 1, that's 2. Negative 5 plus 4, that's negative 1. So the slope here is negative 2. I will use the first point, negative 4 and negative 1, and the slope, negative 2, to calculate for the y-intercept. So y equals mx plus b. We substitute the y is negative 1, m is negative 2, and our x is negative 4. Plus b. Simplifying this, we have negative 1 is equal to negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8 plus b. Now we subtract 8 to both sides. So the b value is negative 9. Substituting m is negative 2 and b is negative 9, our answer is y is equal to negative 2x plus b, which is minus 9. So y equals negative 2x minus 9. Question number 7 passes through the points negative 3, negative 5, which is our x sub 1, y sub 1, and negative 4, negative 2, our x sub 2, y sub 2. Solving for the slope m, we have y sub 2, negative 2, minus negative 5. Divide by x sub 2 is negative 4, minus x sub 1 is negative 3. So now we have m is equal to negative 2 plus 5, which is 3, negative 4 plus 3, which is negative 1. So the slope here is negative 3. So now using m is negative 3, and I will use negative 3, negative 5 to calculate for the y-intercept b. Using y is equal to mx plus b, plug in y is negative 5, m is negative 3, and x is negative 3 plus b. Simplifying this, we have negative 5 is equal to negative 3 times negative 3 is 9 plus b. Now we subtract 9 to both sides. So our b value is negative 14. Now we substitute m is negative 3 and b is negative 14 into the slope-intercept form. And the equation for the line is y equals m, which is negative 3, x, and the b value is negative 14. So y equals negative 3x minus. Question number 8. The line passes through the points 5, 5 as our x1, y1, and 4, 0, our x2, y sub 2. Let's solve for the slope m. y2 is 0 minus y1 is 5. Divide by x sub 2 is 4 minus x sub 1 is 5. So the slope here is equal to negative 5 over negative 1. And this means the slope is positive 5. This time I will use the point for 0. Using y is equal to mx plus b, my y value is 0, m is 5, and x is 4 plus b. So 0 equals 20 plus b, subtracting 20 to both sides, so our b value is negative 20. So the slope is 5 and the y-intercept is negative 5. So the equation of the line is y equals 5x plus negative 20 or minus 20. Y equals 5x minus 20 is the... For question number 9, point 0, negative 2 is our x1, y1, and negative 5, negative 2 is our x2, y2. Solving for the slope m, we have y2 is negative 4 minus y1 is negative 2. Divide by x sub 2 is negative 5 minus x sub 1 is 0. So m is equal to negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Negative 5 minus 0 is negative 5. So the slope here is 2/5. Now, the y-intercept in this problem is already given from the point. Given this 0, negative 2, this means that negative 2 is the y-intercept. So the equation of the line is equal to y is equal to m is 2/5, so we have 2/5 x, and the y-intercept is negative 2. So y equals 2/5 x minus 2 is the equation of the line.